Okay, let's get into your reading, Aquarius. Okay, I feel like someone has been sort of hiding away from you, not necessarily sharing their feelings, their thoughts, or their emotions with you. The moon energy is about emotions, specifically hidden emotions, okay? Not always hidden agendas. We'll have a look into that side of things. But I feel like there is a person here that feels a lot towards you, but they don't fully express it. They haven't fully expressed it right now. And it's something that you have been waiting for, sort of thinking to yourself, tick tock, tick tock. So let's see. Okay, there it is. We need the moon here on the table. It almost disappeared right back into the deck again. Okay, let's have a look and see what is going on. And, well, they definitely think about you a lot. The Seven of Pentacles is thoughts and feelings and emotions and feeling very connected to you, feeling very drawn to you, really appreciating you a lot, thinking about you a ton, and just really feeling overall very, very connected towards you, very drawn towards you, having a lot of respect and understanding towards you, and just really liking you and appreciating you a lot. There's a very powerful energy in relation to this, especially with the Ace of Wands. I really, really do believe, and I really, really do feel that there is this fiery energy. Okay, it's a very fiery energy in the sense that there's a sense here of this person wanting to take things to the next level, wanting to express their feelings, their desires, their connection towards you, but also just really being up in their head about things. This person has definitely got an overthinking complex. Okay, now you might think to yourself, no, Moonveil, but I'm the overthinker. Trust me, this person is also an overthinker. They just don't show it very well. They mask it. Okay, they mask it. You may know already that they're an overthinker, or you may not. But let me tell you something. They are an overthinker. Okay, I'm not describing you. I am truly describing them. And well, if, for example, if you are an overthinker, then yes, I can be describing you, but this is specifically what I'm trying to say is about them, okay? Is about them. You might think maybe it's about you. No, it's definitely about them, okay? I'm talking about their energy. So this here goes to show that they do overthink. They do ruminate. They do overcomplicate things in their own mind and their headspace. And that is truly because I feel like this person, okay, likes to come across as someone that's got everything together on the surface. So when you see this person, do what they do, they come across as someone that's like relatively stable, got themselves together, they know what they're doing. But deep down, they are chaotic. Chaotic. It's chaotic. Why? Because they have this view of how they want people to see them versus how they are. And really with the Queen of Pentacles, they like you a lot. They care deeply about you. They feel like you are extremely stable. You're very, very strong-minded, strong. You have a strong will. And they feel like you're very resilient and you're super, super attractive. One of the reasons I feel like they don't want to tell you all of this right now is because they're super, super in their head about things. Like 1 second they're thinking, oh my God, wow, you are so much. And the next second they're thinking to themselves, is this too good to be true? Is this really too good to be true? Am I going to be okay? Thinking about this situation and wondering, they literally think to themselves, is this genuinely too good to be true? And one of the reasons I want to say this here as well is because with the Page of Cups and also with the Ace of Swords, they feel very connected to you. They feel very drawn to you. They really, really feel so much towards you. and they feel like you are their person. But because of what's happened in their past, because I feel in the past, they moved very quickly towards a connection and then it fell apart very soon, they get scared. They get scared. So I want you to comment down below the affirmation, don't be scared, okay? Don't be scared. Like this reading, make sure that you're subscribed, okay? The better you treat this video, the faster this happens. Truly, watch, okay? Watch what happens when you really claim and interact with a reading. I lace my readings with energy, okay? When you interact with it, things start happening. So the Ace of Swords here really goes to show that they know you're the one, okay? But because in their past, they've been through heartache and problems and they move very quickly in those connections, they just get scared moving quickly again. And it's them trying to protect themselves. At the same time, you didn't do onto them what people in their past did onto them, right? So it's not your fault, but they just want to be a little bit more cautious. It's just something that they want. So that's why things are a little bit slower here between you and this person. They're very, very cautious. They've been through a lot of heartache, heartbreak, sadness, pain, frustration. They don't want to go through that again, and they just don't want to get hurt again. So that's the pity. 9 of Wands. That's why they're just so in their head, you know? They're just so in their head about things, and it's not even to a point of always getting to like a conclusion, okay? They go in their head so much that they become more and more confused, more and more overwhelmed, more and more stressed. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to say things. They don't know how to be. They just don't know what they're doing, okay? They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how they're doing it. They don't know what is going on. Like they have no idea. Okay, they just get so overwhelmed and so confused that they literally do not understand what is happening, and they don't know how to go about things and how to do things. Like they just get so overwhelmed and so flustered and so confused and so like stressed and all over the place that they don't get to a proper conclusion. Okay, we need to see whether they're going to get to a conclusion towards you, to be right towards you, to be forward towards you, to progress towards you. We need to see that they are ultimately going to get to the conclusion that you need them to get to, which is very important. So that's something that I think is really important that we really need to look into as well. But this is the main thing that I am seeing here in this situation that we really need to sort of pick up on and also get together and sort of figure out in many ways, because obviously it's really, really important and very vital and very significant. So there is that. Yeah. Okay, there is that. There is definitely that. And we have here as well the 4 of Cups. And 4 of Cups is this energy of rejection. This energy of, you know, they're not doing enough towards you. They're keeping to themselves. They're isolating. It's almost like they don't want you to know all of the things going on in their mind. They've been really traumatized, very hurt. They have been feeling emotionally so under the weather. They don't know necessarily also who to trust and who not to trust. They get very flustered, very overwhelmed. And the 9 of Cups, they like you and they really appreciate you deeply, which I know can be a bit hard to believe right now. But let me just tell you something. They do feel connected to you. They do feel drawn to you, and they really do appreciate you. They're just a bit all over the place. And that's really the main thing that I have to tell you, is that they're a bit all over the place, but they do really appreciate you and they do feel connected to you. And the 9 of Cups here is also a very powerful energy, which means that they really feel like you are the one for them. Okay, they really do believe that you are the person that is for them. So even though they're closed off right now, they're not communicating, but that's going to change. And we also have here the Queen of Cups, which is really this emotional energy. You know, this emotional energy is very powerful. It's very important because they feel emotionally very connected to you. They feel emotionally very drawn to you. They really like you a lot. They feel like you are a very sweet and kind person. You have a lot to give. You have a lot of love, outwards towards people. And that you are just a really kind, gracious, caring person. And you have, just so much to give and so much to do. And the Knight of Wands here is that fiery energy of them feeling like no one else is like you. So I really do believe here that they will come forward. They're just so stuck. They're sort of all over the place and very overwhelmed right now. But that will stop. So don't worry. The Temperance card here is that we can heal things, reconciling things, allowing things to come together. This is about harmony and balance. So they are going to come towards you, especially here with the King of Pentacles. Okay, they're going to build up towards being more stable towards you. Of course, they've had a lot going on in their past that just keeps them in a place of fear. But that fear is going to turn into love because basically they will then fear losing you. That is going to allow them to take action. Okay? So that is going to then make them come towards you, progress towards you, and make a move. And I want to stay with you a little longer, okay? Because there is so much more in these cards. And I don't want you to leave without hearing all of it. Let me start, with something the reader named right at the beginning, that you've been waiting, thinking to yourself, tick tock, tick tock. And I want to speak to that waiting because I know how it feels. Because waiting on someone, to open up, to say what they feel, to finally step forward is one of the more painful kinds of waiting there is. You can't make it happen. You can't rush them. You just have to sit in the not knowing, watching the clock, wondering if it will ever come. And the hardest part, is the doubt that creeps in during the wait. The wondering whether you imagined the whole thing, whether they feel anything at all, whether you're waiting for something that's never going to arrive. And this reading, is answering that doubt directly. The waiting is not for nothing. The feelings are real. The tick-tock isn't you waiting on an empty room. It's you waiting on someone who is genuinely, deeply full of feeling for you and just frightened to show it. And I want to draw out the Ace of Wands, because it's the fire under all this hesitation. The Ace of Wands shows a hand emerging from a cloud, grasping a sprouting wand, fresh green leaves falling from it, a whole landscape of possibility below. And it's the card of raw passion, of desire, of a spark that wants to become a flame. And here's what's so telling, This fiery Ace of Wands energy is sitting right alongside all their overthinking and fear, which means there's real heat there, real passion, real wanting to take things to the next level, all of it trapped behind the wall of their caution. The fire is lit. They're just scared of it. Let me go back, to the moon, because it's such a fitting card to open this reading, and it almost disappeared back into the deck, which is its own little sign. The moon, shows a path winding between two towers into the distance. A dog and a wolf howling up at it. A crayfish emerging from the water. The moon itself half hidden with a face. And it's the card of hidden things, of the subconscious, of emotions that aren't being shown, of a truth that's there, but not yet fully visible. And that's exactly, okay, what this whole reading is about. Someone whose real feelings are hidden, not absent, hidden. There's a huge difference. The moon isn't saying there's nothing there. It's saying there's a great deal there under the surface that just hasn't come into the light yet. And the card nearly slipping, okay, back into the deck is almost too perfect, because that's what this person does with their feelings. They almost show them and then they pull them back, hide them again, retreat into the deck of their own overthinking. But the card came out. The feelings are real. They're just still mostly under the water. And I want to draw out the Seven of Pentacles, okay? Because it was the first card the reader pulled on how they think about you. And it says something specific and beautiful. The Seven of Pentacles shows a figure leaning on a tool, gazing at a bush heavy with coins they've been growing, contemplating, investing, waiting for it to ripen. And it's the card, okay, of long-term investment, of tending something patiently over time, of thoughts that return again and again to the same thing. So when it comes out for how this person thinks about you, it means you're not a fleeting thought. You're something they keep coming back to, contemplating, turning over, investing their mind in over and over. And I want you to feel, okay, the constancy in that. This isn't someone who thinks of you once and moves on. This is someone who returns to you in their mind daily, who has been quietly tending the thought of you, growing something in the private garden of their heart, even while they say nothing out loud. And I want to talk, okay, about this overthinking because the reader spent real time on it. And I think it's the key to understanding the whole situation. This person looks stable on the surface, put together, like they've got it all figured out. But underneath, the reader said it plainly, they're chaotic. And I want you to hold both of those, okay, at once, because it explains so much. The calm exterior is a mask, a performance of having it together. And behind it is someone spinning, ruminating, overcomplicating, getting more confused the more they think. So if they're outside and their behavior toward you have seemed calm, even distant, don't mistake that for a lack of feeling. The distance is the mask, not the truth. And I want to draw out, okay, how this person sees you, because the Queen of Pentacles painted it so clearly, and I don't want you to miss it under all the talk of their fear. They see you as stable, strong-minded, strong-willed, resilient, and super, super attractive. And I want you to really take that in, okay? Because it's a specific and admiring way to be seen. They don't just find you pretty. They see your strength, your resilience, the way you hold yourself together, the way you carry your life. And to someone who feels chaotic inside, your stability is magnetic. It's the very thing they're drawn to, the steadiness they wish they felt themselves. And there's something almost poignant, okay, in that, because they look at you and see someone who has it together, someone strong and grounded. And part of what draws them is that they want to be near that, to be steadied by it. You represent the calm they don't have inside, and that makes you not just attractive to them, but almost like a safe harbor they're afraid to let themselves sail into. And the truth, okay, the reader was so clear about 1 second they think, wow, you are so much, and the next, is this too good to be true? And I want you to really understand what that reveals. Their hesitation isn't because they feel too little. It's because they feel so much that it scares them Because too good to be true, okay, is not what you think about someone you're lukewarm on. It's what you think about someone who matters enormously, someone you're afraid to believe in because believing and being wrong would hurt too much. Their fear is a measure of how much you mean to them. And I want to go a little deeper, okay, on that too good to be true feeling, because I think it's the exact knot this person is caught in, and understanding it helps you be patient with them. Because when someone has been hurt badly, okay, especially when they moved fast and got shattered, their nervous system learns a lesson. Good things don't last. Happiness is a setup. The higher you feel, the harder you fall. And so when something genuinely good shows up, someone like you, they don't relax into it. They get suspicious of it. The too good to be true thought, okay, is their old wound talking. It's the part of them that got burned trying to protect them from getting burned again. So they hold you at arm's length, not because you're not wonderful, but precisely because you are, and wonderful is exactly what scared them last time. And here's what helps, okay, both for your understanding and for how you hold this. You can't argue someone out of that fear. You can't convince them with words that you're safe. What dissolves it is time and consistency, and you simply continuing to be the steady, genuine person you are. Slowly, the evidence of your realness outweighs the memory of their old pain. And I want to be really tender, okay, about the wound underneath all of this, because the reader kept returning to it in their past. They moved quickly toward a connection and it fell apart. They've been through heartache, heartbreak, real pain. And now they're scared of moving quickly again. And I want you to hear, okay, the reassurance the reader offered, this is not your fault. You didn't do to them what the people in their past did. Their caution isn't about anything you did wrong. It's the scar tissue from an older wound, and it's making them move slowly, not because you're not enough, but because last time they gave their heart quickly and it shattered. And once you understand that, okay, the slowness stops feeling like rejection and starts looking like what it actually is, a frightened person protecting themselves, trying to make sure that this time with you, it's safe before they leap. And I want to sit, okay, with the Four of Cups and the Nine of Wands together, because they show you exactly what this person's inner world looks like right now. And it's important to understand it with compassion. The Four of Cups, okay, shows a figure sitting under a tree, arms crossed, 3 cups in front of them, and a 4th cup being offered from a cloud, which they don't even seem to notice. It's the card of withdrawal, of isolation, of someone so turned inward, so caught in their own emotional fog, that they can miss the very thing being offered to them. And that's this person, okay, right now, pulled into themselves, isolating, not because they don't want the cup, but because they're so deep in their own head and their own hurt that they can barely lift their eyes to see it. And the Nine of Wands, okay, shows a figure leaning on a staff, bandaged, weary, a row of 8 staves behind them like a fence, standing guard even though they're exhausted. And it's the card of someone who has been hurt and is bracing against being hurt again, guarding themselves, weary but watchful. And I want you to feel, okay, the tenderness in that image, because it's not someone who's cold, it's someone who's wounded. Someone standing guard over a heart that's already been broken before, trying desperately not to let it happen again. Their walls aren't there to keep you out specifically. They're there because last time they left them down, they got shattered. And I want to spend real time, okay, on how this resolves because the reader gave us two beautiful cards for it, Temperance and the King of Pentacles, and they tell you exactly how the fear becomes love. Temperance, okay, shows an angel pouring water between two cups, 1 foot on land and 1 in the water, blending, balancing, finding the middle way. And it's the card of healing, of patience, of things gradually coming into balance, of reconciliation after difficulty. And that's the promise, okay, over this connection, not a sudden dramatic explosion of feeling, but a gradual healing coming together, the chaos settling, the overthinking easing, the fear slowly, patiently balancing out into something calm enough to act on. And the King of Pentacles, okay, is who they become on the other side of that healing. The King of Pentacles is the most stable, grounded, secure provider energy in the whole deck, a person who has built something solid and can offer it. So the reader is saying this anxious, chaotic, overthinking person steadies. They grow into someone who can actually show up for you solidly, dependably. And I want to name, okay, the mechanism the reader described, because it's so human. Their fear turns into love because they begin to fear losing you. Right now, their biggest fear is getting hurt. But at some point, the scales tip and a bigger fear takes over, the fear of letting you slip away by doing nothing. And that's what finally moves them, okay? The moment the thought of losing you becomes more unbearable than the risk of loving you, they act, they come forward, they make the move. Because as scared as they are of getting hurt, they're more scared of a life without you in it. And right now, okay, I want you to take a slow breath with me. Breathe in the truth that you are wanted deeply by someone who is just afraid. And breathe out the doubt, the wondering whether their silence meant you weren't enough. It never did. And let me gather it all up for you, okay? One more time. The Moon, hidden but real emotions. The 7 of Pentacles, someone thinking about you deeply and constantly. The Ace of Wands and Knight of Wands. A fiery pull, feeling no one else is like you. The Queen of Pentacles, seeing you as stable, strong, and attractive. The Page of Cups and Ace of Swords, knowing you're the one. The 9 of Wands and 4 of Cups, guarding an old wound, retreating in fear. The 9 of Cups and Queen of Cups, deep appreciation and emotional connection, and Temperance with the King of Pentacles. Healing, balance, and a stable person coming forward. So let me lay this all out one final time, okay, slowly so it settles. Someone is hiding, okay, not their absence of feeling, but the depth of it. They think about you constantly, feel a fiery pull toward you, and believe genuinely that you are the one for them. And the only thing holding them back is fear, an old heartbreak, a past where they moved fast and got shattered, and now they're overthinking, spinning, scared to believe something this good is real. But the cards say it doesn't stay stuck. Temperance heals it. The King of Pentacles steadies it. Their fear of losing you finally outgrows their fear of getting hurt, and they come forward and make their move. And I want to come back, okay, to the Queen of Cups, because it revealed something so warm about how this person feels about you, and I want to leave you holding it. The Queen of Cups, okay, is the most emotionally deep, loving, intuitive card in the deck, and its appearance here means their feelings for you aren't shallow or physical. They're emotional, tender. They feel genuinely, deeply connected to your heart. And the reader said, okay, they see you as sweet, kind, gracious, caring, someone with so much love to give. And I want you to notice that they see your generous heart as a gift, not a weakness. The very softness and giving nature that maybe others have taken for granted, this person treasures. And the Knight of Wands, okay, added the final piece, that fiery feeling that no one else is like you. No one. And I want you to hold that because it means you're not interchangeable to them. You're not one option among many. You are, in their eyes, singular, unlike anyone they've ever felt this way about. And a feeling like that, no one else is like you, doesn't fade. It's the kind that eventually overrides even the deepest fear. One message. Their silence was never about you not being enough. It was about you being so much that it scared them. And I want to give you, something gentle to hold for the waiting part. Because I know the hardest thing about a reading like this is that it asks you to be patient with someone else's timing. And I don't want you, to hear be patient as put your life on hold and wait by the phone. That's not it. Being patient here means continuing to live your full life, staying grounded in your own worth, not chasing, not begging, not shrinking yourself to make them comfortable, while simply staying open to what's forming. Because here's the beautiful thing, The reader was clear. You don't need to chase. You don't need to pursue. The cards showed them coming to you, them making the move, them progressing toward you. So your job isn't to drag them out of their fear. It's to be the steady, warm, worthy presence that makes it safe for them to finally step forward. And the very stability, the reader said they see in you the strength, the resilience is exactly what does that. You don't have to become anxious to match their anxiety. You get to stay the calm one, the grounded one, and let your steadiness be the safe harbor their frightened heart eventually sails home to. So claim it, loves. Comment below. Don't be scared, on their behalf and on yours, and let the universe hear you say it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Moonveil Tarot, like this reading, and let me know in the comments how it resonated. I genuinely read every comment, even the ones I can't always reply to individually. Your story becomes part of the reason this reading keeps finding the next person who needs it. Wherever you're watching this from, I want you to actually feel this settle in before you go. You may have spent a long time, reading this person's silence as distance, their caution as disinterest, their pulling back as proof that they didn't feel what you felt. And this reading found you, to tell you the opposite is true. Behind that quiet, guarded surface is someone who thinks you might be too good to be true, who feels a fire they don't know what to do with, who believes you're their person and is simply terrified of being hurt again. So be patient, with their slowness, without abandoning your own worth. You don't have to chase or beg, just hold steady, stay open, and let them move through their fear at the pace that lets them arrive and stay. Because the cards say they're coming, and when they do, it's going to be real, and it's going to last. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.